Okay, so this video will be covering chapter 16, which is the first chapter in part 5, entitled Taking It to the World. Chapter 16 is called Putting It All Together, Your Tunes, Your Band, Your Listeners, and it's about bringing your harmonica playing to an audience and how to play with other people. So they Yeah, he kind of mentions that, like, do it at your own pace, whatever you're comfortable with. Maybe that's playing in front of a couple of friends. Maybe that's trying to play on stage, but just doing kind of what you're comfortable with. So first he talks about creating a repertoire, how to choose songs that you want to play, um, or tunes that you want to play. He clarifies the distinction between tunes and songs. So he says to pick tunes that you feel good about, and tunes that are within your reach so that you can actually play them, and tunes that you can share so that if you're playing with other people, it's within their ability to play. It's in the key. It's the kind of music that your friends might want to play. And he also suggests maybe doing some tried and true tunes, like, and he lists a couple, like Mr. Tambourine Man. And then he talks about adapting songs to the harmonica. So if you have a style of music that you want to play that's maybe not originally designed for harmonica, you can arrange it in such a way so that you can play it on a harmonica. So some questions to ask about when you're thinking about tunes to do for that: is it easy to play on harmonica, like within the range of what it's capable of? Will it like surprise your audience in a good way or excite them? Or will it maybe appeal to people who don't necessarily, like traditional blues harmonica music? You can appeal to a wider audience. So then when you're arranging a tune, there's some things to consider, which is like picking the tempo, picking key, how to start the tune, how to end the tune, whether you want to like a crescendo or some kind of whatever, how often you want to repeat the tune, if you want to go between different keys, if you're good enough to do that, or if you have multiple harmonicas. I'm talking about the range, like, do you want to go between registers, play really high notes, play really low notes? If you want to accompany the melody with other instruments, or backup music or rhythm or any of that, or if you want to and switch the melody between different instruments is another option. He also recommends, if you're comfortable with it, adding vocals to your tunes, so just singing along with them. And if you're not super comfortable with singing, there's also songs that like have just talking elements in them, kind of bluesish style songs. Then he talks about making music with other people. So you gotta, some things to consider about that are, who's the leader in the group, who's the center of attention. Do you have a lead vocalist or lead guitarist, or what kind of music do you want to play? Like, you kind of have to be on the same page in terms of stylistically what you're trying to play. And then how does the music all fit together? Like, you need instruments that sound good together, or figure out a way to make them sound good together. Like, if you had like a cello and a harmonica, you might have to be a little bit more unorthodox in how you choose to arrange your music. Then he talks about the importance of knowing when to not play when you're playing with others. So either play minimally or just stop playing and let others take center stage. So he's suggesting that if there's parts that you don't know very well, if someone else is soloing or singing, or if you've just finished a solo, so it'll make the audience recognize when you're playing more if you also at times stop playing. And he talks about playing in a duo, so just with two people, and about how similar considerations, like how do the instruments fit together, how do the ranges fit together, is one more rhythm or chord based, or Can one instrument do something that the other one can't? So just kind of how to complement the two. Then, about playing in a band, it talks about kind of how generally fundamentally bands are often set up with melody instruments and vocals, a horn section that plays like shorter riffs and swell, and then guitar and keyboard to provide rhythm and chords, a bass player to enhance background rhythm and anchor the melody with low notes, and then the drummer rhythm. Then it talks about like stage etiquette, or what to expect when you're performing on stage. You want to look good, to feel good, have good posture, maybe make some jokes for your audience. Know your songs really well so that if you're nervous up there or if something is unexpected, you can still just fall back on something you've done a million times before. Talks about overcoming stage fright, and his techniques for that are taking a deep breath, remembering that people are most often supportive and want to hear you, making jokes, breaking the ice, channel your energy into the music, and sometimes it can be helpful to look above the people you're playing to, so you give the image of eye contact without actually kind of looking directly at people, which can be scary. And then he talks about, if you're making a mistake on stage, you just want to keep going. Don't call attention to it. Most people won't even notice. Or, it's fine. Everybody makes mistakes. And then he talks about soloing. And that's basically his suggestions are to make sure you're watching whoever is the leader in your group they'll signal when you should begin. And you want to play to the audience and kind of be attuned to how the audience is feeling or how they're reacting. And then sometimes it's helpful to just start off pretty simple and kind of work your way into it. You get a little more settled down once you have played the first two, couple phrases or whatever. And then you want to watch the leader once more to know when to end your solo. So yeah, that's chapter 16. So hopefully in later concerts you can demonstrate some of these skills or form a band or something. But until next time.